Big 12 Today here on Big 12 Radio, heard exclusively on TuneIn. It's been Big 12 Today Baylor edition. We've already talked with John Morris, the Baylor play-by-play announcer, and now we welcome in Scott Drew, the head men's basketball coach, won a national championship. And, Coach, you've had 5 years in a row now that you've had a player taken in the top 19 of the NBA draft. So how are you just consistently, year after
Hmm.
year, churning out all these NBA players?
Well, great players equal great programs and great coaches. So we do have that figured out. And we've been really blessed to bring in some really talented players. But most of all, those guys have all really bought in and put the team first. And as you know, when you win, everybody benefits. And I think our staff doing a great job evaluating character and talent and people that will thrive and we can help the most in our program because, as you know, coaching styles are all different, and there's other programs that would be more advantageous for other recruits and other players to go to than ours. So identifying who works with us.
Coach, congratulations on all the great success. Up five first-round draft picks here in the last five consecutive years. You were in attendance in Brooklyn for VJ to get picked on Wednesday night. We've spoken to VJ's high school coach, John Buck, over the last couple days, and we got to learn a lot about his upbringing. And obviously, that's very public now since he's been very open about it. Kind of describe for us what it feels like as a coach to have a young player like VJ and all that you went through with him to go ahead and bring him into your program. What it's like to see him get drafted on that stage.
Well, it's kind of like parenting, and I think that's the best way for everyone to relate. When your sons or daughters get honored and reach their goals that they work so hard for, and have that opportunity, and they get emotional, you get emotional. So you're extremely pleased, happy, excited, and as you know, in life, sometimes we all work hard and those goals aren't met. So, and those dreams aren't met. So when they are, it's a blessing. And VJ is somebody that we've loved coaching, love having a part of our program. A lot of intangibles, and I think the NBA all appreciated that, and that's part of why he got picked so high. And what I mean by that is just his two-way ability, his caring about his teammates and winning and prioritizing that, not scared to work. And at the end of the day, every organization wants to win, and VJ's a winner.
Coach, when did you first get connected with VJ Edgecombe and his camp and the recruiting process? Because he was kind of a late bloomer when it comes to his recruiting trajectory.
Yeah, he was somebody I remember the first call. Baylor's the largest Baptist school in the nation, and we got a call. We got a great fit for you and your program. This young man, we couldn't find him in overseas. There was a tournament, and he was reading his Bible where the luggage was at check-in, and somebody that really embodies, we call it preparing champions for life, spiritual, academic, character formation, and athletic or spiritual character formation, um, uh, uh, athletic. And I know the one thing that a lot of people don't realize about VJ is really a thoughtful, deep person, and somebody that really loves people, loves his teammates, and that's that ability. He was baptized before our season began last year, and that was important to him. And being in a place like Waco, Texas, where there's not a lot of distractions and not a lot of things where you can lose focus, because extremely focused and wanted to spend time in the gym and wanted to get better and wanted to develop his craft.
Now, Coach, we saw you back at Big 12 Basketball Media Days in Kansas City in October of 24. We talked to you then about how stacked your pre-conference schedule was. Obviously, now that we're at the end of this season, 2025, obviously probably not ending up the way you wanted. 2025-26, on the other hand, you have a completely brand new roster.
Mm.
We were talking about it. James and I were talking about it offline, and I'm like, James, I can't find a roster for the life of me of who's on So outside of who you've announced, Coach, tell us about your 25-26
Yeah.
team you're coming up.
Well, we wanted to make sure you guys were staying on point, and when we have guys for multiple years, you know how to say their names. So now we want to make sure that you guys got some research and things to do. But I think that's just this past year. I think there's probably more turnover than you'll ever see in college athletics. I think moving forward there'll be turnover because of the portal, but it definitely won't be as dramatic as this year. And at the same time, with us, again, preparing champions for life, it allows us to impact a whole new team. And with that, there's some familiar faces. Dan Skilling's part of the Big 12. Cincinnati battled against him for years. Someone that's played really, really well against us. So hopefully he plays really well for us. As far as I'm not going to go over everybody on the roster, but I think we've added a lot of size, a lot of length, and our conference got a lot longer this past year. And I think in the NBA, you look at the importance of depth. And I think last year with our team, we didn't have as much depth as we normally have, and because of injuries, being a little shorthanded. I think OKC, the Pacers, big reason for their success is their depth. And I think everybody's going to try to get a little deeper rather than be so top heavy. And in the NIL space, you can only pay so much to so many players, and you get to choose to spread it out more or keep it top heavy. And I think we've added more depth and more length.
Now, Scott, when you say length and you say longer, do you feel like the Big 12 had that length and was longer this past season, or are you talking going into this upcoming season?
Yeah, we'll have it going into the season. I think last year the league itself had more size and length than I've seen in a while. And I think overall basketball has put more emphasis with so much positionless basketball, switching on defense. I mean, it's harder to score against a 6'8" guy than it is a 6-foot guy.
Your team's also going to be, we're talking with Scott Drew, the Baylor basketball coach. You've got this European tour coming up in July. And John Morris was telling us some of the best Baylor teams during your time also had European tours. So tell us about that and just all the benefits that come with representing Team USA also as Baylor.
Yeah, it's a tremendous honor. Kansas has done it before in the university games. And normally in the summertime, it's a great opportunity to form a team, work on your individual game. But this summer, having a chance to represent the USA and have a chance to compete for a gold medal, that's really exciting. And then for us, with any teams, you always want to bond. You want to grow together. You want to have a chance to develop chemistry. And there's no better way than a foreign tour. And that's why you only get one every 4 years. So it is a big advantage to be able to develop your team and spend that time and that camaraderie together. So it's been helpful in the past. Hopefully it'll be helpful again. Most of all, you got a chance to represent the USA and Baylor University, which is really cool for a summertime experience.
Now, how much extra practice time do you guys get?
We get extra practice time because it's like the USA university rules, and again that'll allow us to hopefully be prepared. And we got one gold medal in the Big 12 from it. Hopefully we have a second. Like I said, Kansas won a gold medal before at the university games. It does make it a little more challenging because so many teams in the U.S. now have international players, and international players cannot play in those tournaments. So we'll add one or two Ivy League players because in the summertime they're not on campus working out, and that'll help with depth and replace the international players we have. So it's not just your guys, but again, it is a great honor representing the USA.
Now, Coach, it was just announced yesterday that you will now play Louisville in a non-conference matchup at Dickies Arena in Fort Worth, so obviously off campus there, on February 14th of 2026, right smack in the middle of your Big 12 conference season. First off, how did this come up? because we don't normally see it. Secondly, are there any concerns, right? Like you're going to play basically a first half of your Big 12 season, then you're going to go ahead and meet Louisville in an off-campus at an off-campus site, and then you're going to follow through with the rest of your Big 12 conference schedule. How challenging is that from a coaching perspective, and what do you expect to see out of playing Louisville in the middle of the season?
Well, one thing the NCAA tournament and committee has done in the past is they've rewarded people that play challenging non-conference schedules because you can control who you play, and with that, we always played one of the tougher schedules out there. Normally, you try to prefer to play all those in the non-conference, but this is a great opportunity to be in the Metroplex. It's a great opportunity to play a top 25 team. And normally we've had in the past, going back, the SEC Challenge used to be during conference. We've had 20 league games. Now at 18 gives you a little flexibility. So I think it's a way for us to challenge ourselves. And in the NCAA tournament, they're in neutral venues, very similar to we played I think it was 2022. We were number one seed playing in Dickies Arena against Norfolk in North Carolina. So it allows you to get ready for postseason if you're blessed to be a part of postseason.
Coach, I want to ask you about one of your staff additions in Ron Sanchez, who is at Virginia, brings that defensive kind of an added layer of defense to Baylor basketball. What's he going to mean for the program?
Well, Coach Sanchez is someone we've known a long time. The Drew family, Bennett family, go way back to Valparaiso, Wisconsin, Green Bay days. So a lot of respect for the Bennett family. And Ron was a big part of their success at Washington State, at Virginia, and somebody that really fits Baylor University in a lot of different areas in our community. You get better as his family moves in, and they provide great leadership in our community as well. So he's been a head coach at Charlotte, was an interim head coach at Virginia, but a great servant leader, somebody that really knows his stuff on both ends of the court, but that pack line defense, he's become an expert in. So with their size and length, hopefully defensively, that's an area where in our depth, we can be a little bit better than we were last year.
Coach, we're excited to see what this team looks like. We'll be keeping tabs on that tour, that European tour, and those games over in Germany. So great to see you. Congrats on another NBA draft pick, and we'll talk again soon.
Well, you love seeing Big 12 players be successful, and we've had so many great ones over the years. And I tell you, our conference really prepares them with the pace of play, the size, the athleticism. I think it's a great springboard to the professional ranks, and it's always a blessing being at the draft because, as you know, you don't get those opportunities often.
Best league in America. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, guys.
Good luck in Germany, Coach.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.